everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be touching upon emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is a very important skill as part of human life, as it helps us navigate through very complicated instances in our life in a more constructive and effective manner. So let's begin. There are different kinds of emotions that can impact our thoughts, behavior, actions, etc. And therefore, it is very important for us to identify the exact emotion that we are experiencing. So, as a first step towards emotional regulation, I would suggest that one spend some time identifying the exact trigger that are impacting our emotions. Recognizing and understanding our emotions can go a long way in helping us manage them. Next would be practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness basically means being in the present. A lot of times we find ourselves to be emotionally overwhelmed because we are consumed by what's happening around us, what may be happening in the future, the anticipatory thoughts associated with it, or even some past experiences which have been unpleasant. So, in order for us to be able to be more effective, we need to bring ourselves to the present moment and focus our attention in the present. Mindfulness practice can help us understand and stay in control of our emotions by anchoring our thoughts to the present and understanding and accessing exactly how we are feeling at the current moment. You can use mindfulness as an exercise by focusing on your breath, which will always stay with you in the present moment. Mindful awareness and understanding your emotions can go a long way in helping you regulate your emotional expression. An important aspect of emotional regulation also involves building emotional resilience. Setbacks are very common in our lives, and therefore we cannot always turn away from possible failures along our path. It is very important for us to understand our limitations, identify what these challenges are, and work on overcoming the same. Building a resilient attitude towards our adversities can help us manage our emotions better. Some of the important ways of building emotional resilience would involve engaging in self-care activities, reaching out for social support system, using other forms of emotional coping mechanisms, as well as developing a growth mindset. So I'm going to be making another video on building a growth mindset, so you can refer to the same to understand this concept better. The next aspect of emotional regulation is having specific strategies to manage when we are feeling extremely overwhelmed and emotionally overloaded. This can involve all forms of ways that have previously helped you navigate through a difficult time. One important suggestion here would be for you to reflect back on your past emotional instances and try and understand all the various steps or strategies that have helped you feel better about yourself. You can engage in any self-soothing activities that help you hold a space for your emotions and to help you come out of them. Other than that, all the other strategies mentioned earlier can also be used as a means to anchor our thoughts and to hold space for expressing our emotions. Self-care and self-compassion is extremely important in order for us to be able to manage our emotional distress. The next important thing would be working on constructing important positive coping strategies. Coping strategies can help individuals manage their emotions in a more constructive and healthy manner. Some of the noted coping mechanisms involve engaging in some sort of a physical exercise, using any creative forms of expression, journaling, as well as talking to trusted friends or professionals for your emotions. These are some important coping strategies that you can try out to help you build a system in itself. This way, every time you find yourself feeling emotion, you will have some set ways of dealing with them. I would recommend that you try all of them out and observe what works best. Emotional quotient is different from intellectual quotient. Here, we are able to better understand the depth of our own emotions as well as others. Different ways in which you can cultivate emotional intelligence would be to work on being more self-aware of your emotions, encouraging emotional discussions with other people around you, as well as working on developing skills of empathy. I would also like to discuss about managing one's anger. Anger is a very complicated emotion, at the same time is very often addressed. We need to understand that there are some important ways in which one can navigate through the emotion of anger. Some of the most noted strategies that have been found to be helpful include mindfulness, relaxation, working on assertiveness, as well as cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing can involve spending some time thinking about the situation from different angles so that we can work on the way in which we are interpreting the situation. Unidimensional thought process can often get us to express our emotions instinctively. But at the same time, when we take the effort of understanding various other individuals and various other perspectives, it can help us to understand our emotions better and to express our emotions more mindfully. The other strategy, which is extremely important when it comes to regulating your anger, is taking a pause. Taking a break and stepping back from the situation can allow you to think about the kind of emotions that you're facing as well as expressing it more consciously. Anxiety is another important emotion that also needs to be regulated. Some of the most noted relaxation exercises, deep breathing, grounding strategies are all ways in which one can work on their anxiety. I've already made a separate video on 5 different ways in which one can work on their anxiety. Please refer to the same for understanding how you can regulate anxiety as an emotion. Alright folks, that's all for today. I hope you find this useful. If there are any other questions or comments, please share them below. Thank you.